Previously in X-Men, Storm, now de-aged to adolescence, has returned to the site of Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters and is reconnected with Banshee, Forge, Jean Grey, and the New Mutants, led by the mysterious Cable, after the events of Days of Future Past. I am Jason Lapidus.
It's not Days of Future Past.
Sorry, Days of Future Present. My mind is clearly in the past. But I am... Wait, am I Jason Lapidus?
Possibly. I'm Chris Sanigan.
And we are Group of Seven Comics. Welcome to episode 215 of our ongoing read-through of the X-Men comics that became classic as we read Uncanny X-Men 270 by Chris Claremont, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Art Thibert. Cover date of November of 1990. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Doing well.
Okay, good. Then let's say hi to everyone else out there in YouTube and people in the chat. Nice to see you there, Ali. Nice to see you, Maz. Hope you guys are doing well. Chris, are you feeling a particular X-Men buzz this week? Is there something you're excited about? Anything?
I am. I think we're all very excited about the trailer having dropped for season 2 of X-Men 97. And yes, it showed some stuff.
Hey, my camera's backwards.
Is it?
I'm feeling a little self-conscious. Let me fix that.
Do you want the POV to be like the back of your head out?
There we go. No, it was just mirrored. You know what? Okay, just behind the curtain here.
Yeah.
I logged out of Chrome.
Right.
And everything is like all my presets are just gone.
Right. It was like
everything's taking extra 2 minutes to set up. So StreamYard doesn't know me anymore. All that nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
That's all well and good. The trailer to X-Men 97 season 2. Yeah, I'm feeling some X-Men buzz. There's a few things kind of going on around in my mind. You know, whether it's action figures that I have in hand that I've been playing around with, or things that are on pre-order that are X-Men related, or you and I talking about X-Men action figures and your collection and my collection. It's fun. I see Anthony's here in the chat too, and I just sent Anthony a message, indirectly, about an hour or two ago. Basically, the sentiment of us feeling some X-Men buzz, it's really gotten to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a particular very large object with many pages of Paul Smith original art that I'm going to be chasing. And I'm like, hey, Anthony, hey, man, I'm jonesing. I need a hit. And can you hook me up? So, when he's in working hours, hopefully I'll hear back from him some good news. But X-Men buzz, man. Yeah, it is. It's definitely on. I'm feeling like a big time drug addict right now.
Right. Okay. So let's go with that. let's just go with that. Can you be fair though? Can you show the world the T-shirt you're wearing? By the way?
No. I feel bad because of course, I've put the book on my shelf next to the other ones.
Right.
So I'm wearing I'm wearing a T-shirt with a graphic from Brian Beliefs, who is an awesome cartoonist and bookmaker who every year has been putting together this chronicle of the Maple Leafs season through comic strips that or like single panel comic strip that relays the events of the previous night's game. And John Tavares a season and a half ago was kind of had a rekindled youth stretch, as he does every year. Truthfully, he'll go through a stretch where he just dominates the team's performance and plays really good, sound, fundamental hockey for whether it's a 6-week stretch here or there, whatever it might be. And every year he gets his 30 goals. Like, the guy is a machine, right? Mm-hmm. So Brian had created this image of sort of the inner workings of the machine of John Tavares.
The JT 500.
Yes. And when I guess he got his 500th goal, right? That was commemorating that. So as one of the add-ons to the Kickstarter was the shirt. And I'm like, I mean, come on.
Amazing.
I'm a sucker for Brian's work.
Yes.
And I love my Maple Leafs. Hey, don't tell my son I stole his hat. It's a good one. And it's too small for me, so I'm getting like the headache of wearing a hat that doesn't fit because I have a pretty good noggin.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just endure partially out of spite for my son because we have that kind of fun tension.
Yeah.
And partially because, as you can tell from my beard, because I do them both at the same time, I'm overgrown. I'm a lawn that needs a cut at the moment.
Mowing.
Maz says, chronicling the annual Maple Leaf heartbreak, you mean? Side note, cheering for Mitch or Freddie, ? These are great questions, and we can derail if we can keep this under 60 seconds, Chris. Do you want to address the first question, or do you want me to address it?
Sure, I can say, yeah. So, I mean, chronicling, heartbreak, that's a matter of perspective. However, I would suggest that, yes, basically, chronicling the seasons. If you haven't seen them, Ricky Lima often, our buddy Ricky, he produces the books. The books are quite gorgeous and sells them at his tables at the various shows we were in the Greater Toronto area. But all saying, yeah, and then the playoff run as well, and has like a breakdown, shares his thoughts behind the scenes. The thinking behind, the imagery could be movie related, could be pop culture related, could be whatever he's feeling, but they are wonderful little artifacts of the Maple Leaf season.
For sure.
That make the season less heartbreaking to have that as a chronicle.
There's a little mini print that I also grabbed was Matthew Nyes like owning the Lightning.
Yeah.
It's so good. I also have like that.
Oh, you had the books. Never mind. Sorry about
that. Is it chronicling the annual heartbreak? It ends up being a little bit of that, but that's what makes it kind of great is that every season, every team you root for, it's a dream. It's like the what if they win dream. And there's no bigger dream in hockey. No more impossible dream, or least likely or whatever, or less likely dream than what if the Leafs won the cup? Like that is the most far-fetched thing. Therefore, it's the biggest mountain to climb emotionally and has the greatest reward. And I remember, when Crosby was in his prime, it's like, yeah, of course the Penguins are going to win. Like, of course, like cheering for them is like, yeah, you're cheering for the winner. And it's great. It's really cool to watch the best team win. Sometimes it's really exciting for the impossible to come true. And so I'm in love with the dream of it all. And I love Brian's work. There's like a real great emotional core to it. Totally. So I love what he does. Brian Beliefs on Instagram. You can follow him there. Brian Beliefs. All right. So thanks for the shout out for the shirt. I get to talk about that. We can tease my son Ben about the hat.
It's comics related. It's great. We talk comics related.
Cheering for Mitch or Freddie? I'm cheering for Freddie. Who are you cheering for?
Oh, neither.
Neither. You're hoping for like
I'm okay. I'm okay with the idea that like I'm okay with like your people move on and that's okay.
Yeah.
And maybe we get to see the best versions of players that maybe just we didn't get that version for whatever reason.
Very understandable reasons.
Right. But at the same time, like sometimes so I will say this. So Mitch Marner, supremely talented, Toronto area guy, product, Markham, Ontario, just north of the city. When he scored that goal in the playoffs, I know we're doing sports right now, everybody, but he scored that goal in the playoffs against Colorado. Or was it whatever it was? He did like the one in the second round, where he spun around like 30 seconds in and then kicked himself between his legs and put it in.
Yeah.
And we were all like, are you kidding me? How can this person do this? And what I loved about it is that as a player, he's always the most dangerous when he's the most joyful. And like he was playing with nothing. And in Toronto, we didn't see that enough because just of the way that things happen. But to see a supremely talented, gifted person in that regard do some things that no one else can really do or we see a lot of, and then do it because he's in a great mental state. I don't know. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with watching people be their best. That's fine too.
Yeah, yeah.
All good, all good. I love these Toronto area guys are chiming in. It's good. Anthony, it wasn't Minnesota. Minnesota played against Colorado.
Colorado. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but either way, it was the round before. It was against the Ducks.
The Ducks. There you go.
Yeah. X-Men. Let's talk.
X-Men.
Let's go back to talking about X-Men.
Sure.
Like I said, I'm really feeling it. I'm having a tough time, and there's been some Secret Wars action figures that have been recently coming out. I got my handy dandy Daredevil here, which is just great. But we're gonna look for that one for you if you haven't found it yet. We're gonna try and get you one of those.
We'll find it.
But it's all connected to X-Men for me. Like it's those formative years of early action figures and seeing X-Men a little bit on TV, on cartoon here or there, like I've always talked about, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, and playing with the toys that I did have, whether they were Secret Wars figures or otherwise, and imagining X-Men because I was starting to collect. I had not giant size, classic X-Men #1, I think in '85, and that X-Men Alpha Flight crossover by Paul
Smith, right? Yeah,
right. That was like my first kind of foray into X-Men. So in that time period, so these figures that I've been getting recently are like pulling me into that nostalgia of those mid '80s.
Right.
But let's quickly plug.
Sure.
Right. Group of 7 MO Secret Tale, Peregrines, Flights, Fiends, and Fisticuffs. That is a great mouthful. Both these books are available at group7comics.ca. Written by you, drawn by me. They're there in both print and digital formats. The print format is a 6x9 trade paperback. I do have them on my shelf, but I'm not going to grab them because I'm just not in the mood. They're available in both print and digital. And tons of fun, action, adventure, historical fiction. Yeah, that's awesome. And of course, if you are at an event this weekend, perhaps you could come by and get copies signed by the writer and the artist. Perhaps if there's time, I can throw a little sketch in there for you. And Chris has been known to like put on shocking red lipstick and just smooch those.
Give it a smooch.
I'm so glad you don't do that.
Oh, okay. Because this weekend, I don't know, is it the next slide? Yeah.
No, it's okay. Just go.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
Well, I was going to say, because this weekend, we're at the Toronto Comic Arts Festival in the Mattamy Center, which is the former Maple Leaf Gardens, speaking of the Leafs, in downtown Toronto. And we are very excited. We always have a great time. It's an amazing show full of a wild array of creators from around the world. It is no slouch of a show. It is globally recognized. It is something that brings in the talent and then us, which is really sweet of them to do. However, I will say that this year, the theme, they always do like a country type theme of like they bring in creators from that space. And this year's Japan. They have a whole bunch of emerging manga artists that's so cool. Like I can't wait to check all that stuff out. So that's this weekend, 6th and 7th, downtown Toronto. 10 to 6 both days. We'll be there both days.
Yeah,
table 213 near Center Ice. We're like Center Ice adjacent for Maple Leaf Gardens, which is, I guess, I'm trying to think who would play. No, I guess they moved. It would have been where the Scepters at one point played, Toronto Scepters, right? Before they moved to Rico?
You know what? I'm not sure if they actually ever played there.
Oh.
Was there an iteration just before? I'm having trouble remembering. What was the iteration before the PWHL?
The National Women's Hockey.
I'm trying to remember, but there was a moment in time where the women's team was playing there.
That's right.
Yeah, I've forgotten. Okay.
I'll just say
in the chat if you know, and that would be great. But I'm going to move on to this. Now there's a couple of oddities where you can see some things in my screen cap, like I didn't let some of the info fade as anyway. So this one there's like an oddity there, and there's one more that has. But the trailer for season 2 for X-Men 97 has dropped. The show is coming out July 1st. Is that or first week of July?
Canada
which
Day.
is very, very soon, which is awesome. And obviously, if you haven't seen season 1, like, hey man, if you love X-Men and haven't watched season 1, go do that. It is a really fun time. One of them, I guess I'll save my takeaway for the end, but I did not capture like a very accurate sampling of what was there. Just some things that I thought you and I could maybe talk about for a minute or two. And if anything provokes you into wanting to share your thoughts and ideas, like, feel free to do that. There's a lot to unpack from the trailer. It's very, very dense, and the edits at times can be within a second, like, or under a second between provocative images or like inspiring images shifting over. So it's hard to even try to capture it all. Spoilers from season 1. Basically, the X-Men are lost through time, but with the tether of different parts. They're in different moments of the life of Apocalypse. So very early Apocalypse and very late, like thousands of years down the road, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's also the ongoing thread of the X-Men in the present day, which is 1997, trying to find the X-Men who are lost in time. So there's going to be those sort of three.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 eras, 3 teams.
I guess.
Yeah.
Now, strangely, we see in this picture. So I remember this group they went to the past.
Yeah.
And strangely, Bishop is there.
Right.
But if you remember, Bishop is in the X-Mansion where he meets up with our buddy Forge, and they go on the mission of trying to find the X-Men, which parallels where we kind of are in the comics.
Yeah.
Of Forge and Banshee teaming up to go and find the X-Men as well, who have disappeared through the Siege Perilous. So like there is kind of a neat spiritual mirroring happening there. But it's cool to see bearded Magneto and everyone kind of in there. I'm going to blend in with the environment garb.
Yep.
But there's really something cool going on with the Ancient stuff. There's some high-tech happenings.
Yeah.
And I'm of the mind, I think Kang, but as Rama-Tut is there. I don't know how well you remember, I think it's season 4, but there is a time-traveling episode where there is a really annoying kind of White Rabbit, like leading Bishop around through this time portal stuff. That turns out to be Immortus. Like he shapeshifts back into Immortus. So Immortus is
another Kang derivative, right?
Kang in the future.
Right.
Rama-Tut is Kang in the past. Is a younger version of Kang.
Right.
So I think maybe like Kang is in ancient Egypt as Rama-Tut, and Apocalypse is clashing with him. And so the X-Men are going to tangle. Like there's going to be so much going on that is some Marvel MCU connected tissue. It should be a lot of fun. I'm going to move the next slide. Okay.
You see the Bishop's also wearing like one of those. He's wearing like the wrist thing that's often his like time travel type thing, right?
Right. So he's
assassin.
Right. I mean, one of the most memorable parts of the original show, right, is a future past story.
Of course.
Yeah. I'm sure, like a lot of other people, you know, who are fans of the Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely team, we get to see Jean and Scott in these outfits, and Jean creates a telekinetic version of Wolverine's claws that then like Cyclops shoots through, and it refracts in all different directions. It's wild.
That is wild.
So we know that at the end of the show, they're in the future. So I wonder what group this is. Like, have they already come back to the present at this point?
Right.
And they're in these outfits because they're like restarting the school. I don't know. They look great in animation. Anthony's excited to see these costumes. I am too. Of course, the standout for me in these costumes is like Wolverine, where he's unmasked and often not wearing a shirt, just the leather jacket, and I liked how each of the characters. Remind me, have you read this, Ron?
No, this is like one I need to.
So you
feel
do,
like-
you do, you'll get there. Like I have the trades. I'm most happy to share, of course. There is like a uniform for the professors, which they
Okay.
all are.
Right.
The school is like full of students in this run,
Right.
and each professor has like a bit of a unique derivative of that costume, whether it's favoring a vest or whatever piece it might be. So it's neat, and I'm sure we're gonna get figures of this, not necessarily animated style, but we'll get the Grant Morrison, Frank Quitely figures at some point because they're doing everything. They're doing everything. Okay, I'll keep going. I had to. There's this really great teleporting moment where Nightcrawler teleports and then spins around this pillar and just does an awesome spin kick, knocking the snot out of this guy. And I could just watch every episode Nightcrawler in action. He's so cool.
He is so cool.
And if anyone has a line on a Nightcrawler figure, we got to get one for our buddy Chris here. And there you can see the other artifact left on the screen capture is my background of my Cintiq. It's like the Mike Mignola Fantastic Four in black and white. That's what that is. That's so funny that it's there. And then I mentioned before about our buddies Forge and Bishop starting on their time travel. So that lightning suggests to me that there's like a portal open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bishop's got on the band.
Yep.
So does Forge.
Yep.
So one's going to the past, one's going to the future, I'm guessing.
Yeah, could be.
And I love this look on Forge.
Totally.
When they gave us the updated action figure, they put him in straps this way, but I love the way it was in the comic, and the way it is here. It's the bandolier, and I've got some G.I. Joe parts and just switched it out, and I think it's so good. And I'm still thinking that like this shift in X-Men and the broader X-Men of characters without guns to characters with guns. Forge is just like has some of the cool parts of what Cable is, but it doesn't have the anti-hero part.
Right. It
actually makes more like natural. If you were to make a large version of the show or the comic from grand design zoomed out, Forge is a more natural person to like lead the next generation of X-Men.
Sure.
From the moment where we were at in the comic, where he's like gets new recruits because they're on that mission, and like is the gun wielding weapon master, military expert.
That's the thing, right? He has the experience, right? He has the combat. Yeah. Like, I mean, and he's got that internal struggle too, right? As opposed to just being like a go for it anti-hero. He like really has. There's a lot going on as like the tortured character. So
yes. Yeah. Now I'm not trying to take away from anyone's love of Cable. So I'm just reimagining it more to again, like they're making it all up month to month, and by this moment in time, Liefeld and Louise Simonson are over on New Mutants, and Liefeld is struggling, pulling the reins pretty hard, and so there isn't unity in the X brand and the X office anymore. It's divisive. Mm-hmm. And I like to kind of imagine like, seeing where it went. And I never really got into the New Mutants costumes that Liefeld designed, but the New Mutants before Liefeld were all wearing the black and yellow, like the original New Mutants costumes, and this is like the update. So it feels like, there's a version of New Mutants in my head that is Forge led, where you can keep Cable as a visiting character. He doesn't have to. Anyway, it's interesting. I've got to take a look at the comments here. Ali says, I'm psyched for the Rogue Gambit story most, obviously. I'm not looking too hard at all of that. I just let myself enjoy it. But I did have one issue. Looked too hard moment from the trailer. Oh, you looked at something and did something get spoiled for you? She says, Wolvie has his shiny claws already? How? Yeah, we'll get there. Why? It took ages in the comic. It was so interesting. Super feral Wolvie dealing with life after Magneto stripped his adamantium. Yes, to all that. CD Stein, how you doing? Wish they would have kept the original Native American fringe he had on his blue and yellow outfit in the comics. Forge was a Vietnam vet originally. Yeah, the fringes that he wore on his boots. There was something, again, I like that idea that there's a central themed uniform, and then each person has their individuality that they express somehow through how they modify the outfit. And the fringe with Forge, it signified some important parts of his heritage. I wonder how that plays today, and I'm not sure, but I'm into this. I like this look for him.
Mm-hmm.
Ali continues. So sadly, it seems the cartoon squandered the super cool moment for Fatal Attractions. It was just a scene, but they aren't doing any of the follow up. I wonder if it's because of the change in showrunner. Put a pin in that. We're gonna get to it at the end. Yes, interesting. I agree. I had to get this. We see regular Sentinels, the ones we're used to seeing,
Mm-hmm.
and on the ground there, it is. I believe it's Eliana. It's magic, and Colossus is on the show, which is like a big interest for me, and I'm assuming for you too.
For sure.
Yeah. Colossus, love it. The X Corp building. I don't really remember what X Corp is. Someone else knows it from another run, I'm sure. But cool to see these like upgraded Sentinels. They look nasty, and we're gonna see some post-apocalyptic stuff. Like it's exciting to see all of this kind of these grand narratives playing out. Okay, that's not Deadpool. It's Morph. Yep. So on Morph moves in the background from one side of this creature to the other and changes from Morph into Deadpool, which is of in itself super exciting that we get a glimpse of him. But do you see what that is, dude?
That's a brood. Yeah,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah,
very, very cool. Oh, Anthony says the X-Corp is also from the Morrison run. I don't remember. Is it at the back end of the Morrison run when it's drawn by Silvestri? I don't remember. I was really pulled to looking at the issues drawn by Frank Quietly and not so much of the reading. But Sleazoids, good point. Thank you, Anthony.
Of course, thanks for the correction.
Thank you. Yeah, we really should not give them the dignity of calling them by their species name, just Sleazoids. Couldn't help but be happy to see, because we've talked so much about that butterfly iconography of her powers manifesting. This time it's not Morph, it's going to be Betsy. So, an Archangel, cool. Yep. And then we get a Polaris moment, and there are characters here I don't know because of, again, my limited, or I should say my focused reading on the Claremont run. It looks like that is Quentin Quire.
Oh, I see Chamber, I think.
Yeah, we see Chamber, who's a character who's missing the lower part of his jaw, his mandible, but there's like fire plasma kind of pouring out, I guess, at all times. Quentin Quire is the guy with the pink hair.
Okay.
Hero name or his character name is Kid Omega, but I don't think we're there yet. We'll see. And then, it's like Polaris to see her letting loose. Like it's a cool looking version of her too. So we'll. I'm not sure who's on the stretcher back there. I can't tell. But it's neat to see, again, a range of characters from a different run that other people have a connection to. And then there's like a big pan across where we see probably, maybe this is toward the end of the 8 episodes or whatever we're going to get. Morph and Wolverine are still in like the same outfits that they were in at the end of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
We're obviously getting the Frank Quitely, Cyclops and Jean. We're getting Storm in the outfit we saw her in at the end of season 1. Forge, Cable, and as it pans across, Wolverine pops his claws, and we also get to see Jubilee, who is wearing her Generation X outfit. and Sunspot, who's wearing the X-Force.
Force, yeah.
Yeah. And he powers up, and he's, and
Mhm.
behind, obviously we can see Psylocke behind Jubilee and
Oh yeah.
Archangel. So there's a lot going on. And then it ends with fan service for me specifically, with that, a recreation or an homage to the cover, Frank Miller's drawing of Wolverine on the cover of Wolverine #1 from the limited series.
And like,
We're back, baby.
and he's got the there's some goo on his claws, like he's been.
Sleazoid goo.
That's right. And the back, it looks behind him. It looks to be like a broken kind of laboratory type,
Yeah, it reminds me of the house on fire, in the mansion on fire that they were in during that huge fight with all of the awakened, upgraded Sentinel members of the population of Earth that have been affected by, I've already forgotten his name, Bastion.
Oh yeah, Bastion. Yeah.
So I wonder if it's that moment again. Like,
man, I gotta do a rewatch of season 1 before season 2 starts.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yes, you do, definitely. So I wonder if they're coming back to, like, when they come back, are they in the present? Are they in previous episode? They're going to try and undo the events of other episodes, like all of it. I don't know, and I'm open minded to it. So Ali mentioned, yeah, he's got his adamantium back. So this kind of comes to my two overarching thoughts about the trailer and the show. One is really positive, and one is subjective. There's something in it for every kind of X fan. They seem to have made a really big effort to include, like, a smattering of every run, every generation, every group of characters, like whatever you're into, like, you're going to get a hit of it during your 8 episodes of each season. So that, I think, it's like an X-Men series made for everybody. In that, though, it's kind of for nobody at the same time, because you're trying to get something for everybody, and it might lose its identity along the way because it's kind of playing all the hits, but there might not be any meat on the bone at the end of the day, other than just like the dopamine hits.
Yeah, it could be like a risky proposition, right?
Yes. Then the part of it that I think is more subjective is that they're also, like, if you're not into a particular moment, like if you're not into Inferno, just wait 5 minutes. Inferno's over. Right. Oh, you don't like his bone claws? It's over. Don't worry, got his stuff back. I have a feeling that everything that comes up, it's just like a few scenes or half an episode, and you're kind of past it. And maybe they're kind of playing a greatest hits at hyperspeed. So you get like multiple costumes for characters, various looks, whatever it might be, but they're going to keep changing it up. And the show feels like it really is going at a breakneck speed of homages and references, and just like whoa. I don't know. Do you feel similarly?
I mean, it's definitely because it's pulling from source material from across the publication history of the comic. It's a bit. It's a lot, a bit of a fire hose in terms of what they're putting on screen. I think with the intention for us to all be like, this one's for the X fans, right?
Yeah.
Which is, it's noble for sure. Does it maybe not always serve storytelling well? Possibly, but sure. At the same time, they're probably weighing that against the opportunity to add something else, right? I mean, they may also just be, I think they did come out and say, I think it's 4 seasons, right? I
don't know. I only know of 3.
Okay. And, so,
and these companies, if they don't want to drop something, they just don't drop it.
Right.
So if they don't want to drop season 3, they don't have to.
No.
Even if it was half produced.
So it might be one of those, like, we're just going to try to pack in because we have no idea what the future is.
Yeah. I love it, though. And so at that breakneck speed that things seem to move, when there are these let's sit in something for a little while moments, it really sticks. So when you rewatch season 1,
Yeah.
the Genosha stuff is great. It's emotional every time I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
The performance by the voice actor who plays Rogue is just great. You
Mm-hmm.
can feel like the aching in her and the loss. So yeah, they move through these other storylines super quick. Storm has no powers for 2 episodes or something.
Yeah.
It's like life death part 1. Okay, like move. She had her biker or punk Storm for half an episode or something. Those things move fast, but the really important beat for, I guess, the larger version of the show is that sense of loss from Genosha and what this does to all of them. But man, it's some pretty good stuff. I can't wait for season 2, and we're gonna have a fun time on the channel where we get
Oh
to
yeah.
every week
Oh yeah.
talk about last week's episode. Do you remember what day they dropped, or was it Wednesdays?
Wednesdays or Tuesdays? Pretty sure it was. Yeah, maybe it was maybe it was Tuesdays, but like at like 9, or maybe we did our show and then we go watch a new episode.
Who knows? I don't remember anymore now.
Mm.
But we'll, of course, talk about the previous episode
Yes.
at the start of each of ours, as we're even like going to be deep in that Jim Lee stuff, which is kind of fun because it's one of the heights of the comics and such a fun time for the cartoon. I see from CD Stein, biggest criticism of the series is that they breeze too fast through some phenomenal storylines, and also how they altered Inferno. Some of these stories deserve more time. Yeah, if you want to do them, like really mine them for their emotional weight, or inject them with some meaningful emotional weight, yeah, you got to slow down. So I see how that is a criticism of the show for sure. It seems like they're speeding through the timeline until they get to the modern X-Men comics. I'm not sure if they're trying to play catch up. I think they might know that they only have 32 episodes overall.
Totally.
And they're parsing out beats over 32 episodes, and just want to do it all because eventually this X-Men thing has to restart. Mm-hmm. Like the MCU version of it is not going to be that. Oh, I guess it kind of is. It does feel like at least a parallel, but yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. You know what I'm getting at, but I think they're just going for their at breakneck speed, and it is a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could stand 22 episodes and slowing it right down every season, but I don't think Disney's interested in that.
No,
I think it's diminishing returns on their investment each time.
For sure.
How do you feel about some comics right now?
Feeling good.
All right. There's some cover art from a young Jim Lee, and this guy he's got it going on.
Jeez.
How would you like to own that one, Chris?
Right.
So this is Jim Lee on pencils and Scott Williams on inks on this cover.
Right.
Yeah, it's beautiful stuff.
Totally. Great cover.
Now, I didn't say in the opening, but of course we don't know where Havoc is. Havoc is the only member of the team who has yet to surface after the team goes through the Siege Perilous, the mysterious Siege Perilous.
That's right.
And somehow Storm has got long hair again.
Yep. And is more adult.
Yeah, she does look a larger size. And then differently colored Jubilee, known as Boom Boom, is there. But that could be Jubilee. You know, you want to color her in yellow and with black blue hair. Like, yeah, there's Jubilee. But it's crazy.
Who did you draw in that little box at the bottom?
Great question. That looks like Storm.
Okay.
She's got lightning earrings.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, they just gave him a pile of artboards from 86, Ali. That's exactly what happened.
Right. That's right.
And that's all he's got. It's even like the fact that it's the same handwriting is a pretty good clue that it's on the printing. You know what I mean? It's printed on.
Totally.
I should have noticed that. And I'm so glad that you helped us resolve that matter. All right, Chris, I'm going to take this out of the show.
Okay.
This into the show.
Okay.
And there's a lot in this.
There is.
So we're starting a 9-part crossover.
Sure.
We're just going to read part 1 of this crossover today. And we're only going to, as far as I know, I haven't heard from the executives, but I believe we're just going to do the read through of the X-Men issues. But we will discuss the story beats of New Mutants and X-Factor so that we're able to keep up with the plot.
Right. And I see Warlock's there too, by the way.
Oh, yes. Hard to notice him in black and white at that
Exactly.
size, but yes.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the Black Manta?
Let's do it.
Wrath of the Black Manta, bro. It's so much better that it's on the cover so the ink won't come off.
Mm-hmm.
But you can see right away, like, Jim Lee is doing things that other artists can't really do, with the exception of Art Adams and Michael Golden. Like, he is on another level.
Yeah.
That Cable is incredible.
Yeah.
That gun looks better than any. I mean, I don't think it's controversial to say that that Jim Lee is so much better than Rob Liefeld. I think Liefeld might even agree in terms of just technique. But man, does it make a difference. I'd rather look at Lee versions of these characters any day of the week.
They look amazing.
Yeah. And Gambit is here in this moment of the comic, smoking.
He is.
He's kind of taken Wolverine's mysterious smoking man role.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder what he's going to do in this issue. And Marvel Girl is like on the team, I guess.
I guess.
She's not living in the house. Sorry, she's not living in SHIP, the
Right, it's in SHIP.
X-Factor headquarters, vertically mounted in New York City, in Manhattan. She's going to be hanging out, I guess, with the team. And the other thing I'll note before we get into the reading, and I don't know when the last time you read The Dark Knight Returns is. Said on this show before, and it's no secret, Jim Lee is a big fan of Frank Miller.
Right.
Jim Lee infuses some of the things he loves about Frank Miller into X-Men comics. One of them is the television news reporter in panel 3, the second panel on the middle tier. That is, what is her name, Lola Heatherton, or whatever her name is in The Dark Knight Returns. That is 100% that reporter that does all of the TV news in Dark,
yeah,
including her weird earrings, like her triangle earrings,
and
that triangle hair. So anyway,
yeah,
and I believe they actually use her in Image Comics too.
Oh, really?
So she becomes kind of this I don't know how you want to describe her. She's not a copywritten character or trademark character. She's a supporting thing that Miller did that just all of his fans just sort of took it and ran with it.
Right.
All right. Dramatis personae. Gambit, Banshee. Forge with straps, not bandolier.
Mm-hmm.
Storm. Look at the gun he has, though. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Marvel Girl.
Okay. Do you want, which one is, do you remember Trish?
Yeah. No, you be Trish. I'll be Lola.
Okay. Relations between the United States and the East African island Republic of Genosha remain strained, with the Genosian government refusing to back down from its stated policy of taking whatever steps prove necessary to bring so-called mutant terrorists to justice.
We are a sovereign state with the same right to protect itself and its citizenry as any other nation. These X-Men, however highly they may be regarded elsewhere, have committed acts of aggression and made threats we cannot and will not ignore. Of course, we would prefer to have the cooperation of others, especially such a valued ally as the United States. But should circumstances require, in order to safeguard our people, we are more than ready to act alone.
What those actions may be, the Genosians will not say. In Washington, the administration had no further comment. All attempts to contact the mutant team X Factor for their view in this developing situation have likewise proved fruitless. This is Trish Tilby, WARC TV News, reporting.
More characters in this epic.
Mm-hmm.
Boom Boom, Cannonball, Sunspot, Cable, Warlock, Wolf's Bane, and Richter.
Okay.
Chris, do you have feelings about the costumes that the characters are wearing in this version of the New Mutants / X-Force?
I don't have feelings.
All right, you're dead inside. I hear you.
And then these, but I know that some of these stick around as the X-Force costumes. Looks like.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah.
Cannonballs, I think, stays for a while.
Yeah.
Yep. Another cool gun. Cable's arm looks awesome.
Oh, for sure.
And then look at this.
This is ridiculous.
There is a lot to look at.
It's just ridiculous.
One of the things that, one of the upsides of his art, is that it is visceral. Like there's so much to look at that it's all eye candy.
Right.
Every little mark and bit of water, and there's so much movement and debris. Like it's so stimulating on the brain to turn these 2D things into 3D things in your brain. One of the downsides is sometimes it's not clear where to focus.
Mm-hmm.
And because there's so much going on, there are often coloring errors. Take a look at Storm's back.
Right.
That should be yellow, not
That should
white.
be yellow, yeah.
So the colorist just missed it, thinking it's part of the cloud movement.
Right.
And thought her back was this teeny tiny thing that was just going to stay in blue. And it almost does work. It makes her look much less, like it takes away a lot of her size.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's clearly the way it's rendered. It's her back, not a cloud. But there's just so much that, David says, Jim Lee's art overstimulates dogs. Cats are okay, though, right? As long as cats are okay. And Allie says, after years of there being so many words to look at, now we enter the era of having so much art to look at. Yes, and words. These pages are bogged down, and they are a treat. When it works well, it's so good.
Yeah.
C.D. Stein says, I like the drastic difference that they use between the regular X-Men team, X Factor, and the New Mutants. It's visually signified they're not necessarily on the same team, but on the same team. Like the same side, maybe, but not the same tactical units. The X-TINCTION Agenda, First Strike, a Stan Lee presentation starring the Uncanny X-Men, and more. Professor Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, Salem Center, New York. This is the Danger Room, the heart of the underground complex buried beneath the school, where Xavier students, past and present, hone the use of their various parahuman powers. It's been a long time since either of these two had even used the room, much less faced off against each other. The redhead's been part of the story from before the beginning. She's Jean Grey, a telekinetic, able to mentally manipulate objects in the world around her. Storm is the other. She controls the weather.
The thunderstorm you're manifesting is very impressive, Storm. But I think a focused TK shot to the solar plexus might prove a trifle more effective.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. There also is a thing to consider from maybe a drawer's point of view, that the page that I was looking at, the splash here, there is still some like ink garbage on the copy I have where there's like overprinting, where there's blotches of dark ink on the page opposite, or stuff is bleeding through from ads. It's not the cleanest way to read these things,
Right.
and there's just a lot being put on these pieces of the cheapest quality paper out there at the time. And there have been the criticisms of artists in similar categories to Jim Lee, where sometimes they can't not draw all the detail.
Mhm.
It's just not in their cognitive default setting to not draw stuff. They just have to draw, regardless of whether it will show when it's printed. And so when you do get to see these things at full size, 11 by 17, in original art forms, which is how Jim and Scott, and in this case RT Bear as well, that's how they're drawing them. They're drawing them at 11 by 17, not 10 1/4 by 6 3/4, 6.625 inches. But anyway, they're not drawing it at that size. They're drawing them much bigger, and things might look really good at that bigger size.
Mhm.
But when reduced, they have, like, their skill level has exceeded the limits of the print technology that Marvel is using at the time. And we're the beneficiary of watching them push the threshold, but sometimes, again, it doesn't print really well because they are beyond it, like Michael Golden, even almost 10 years earlier.
Mhm.
My family's making something. They're burning toast or something downstairs. I'm distracted and I want to yell like a dad.
Exactly.
All right.
And just to ensure you stay put, game and set to me. Care to concede the match?
So to prove my point, if you take a look outside of those thick black borders,
Mhm.
see all that ink
Yeah.
in the margins, right? And
Mhm.
that's all from the ad on the other side. So
Mhm.
there's lots of times where it does not print well.
Yeah. And we see that a lot, right? We come across that a lot.
Yeah.
The scanners confirm the evidence with our own eyes. Jane's as good as she ever was. I'll wager perhaps a fair bit better. It isn't exactly a fair fight, Banshee. A grown-up against a kid. Aye. But that's the purpose of the exercise, Forge. To evaluate the extent and capabilities of Storm's powers. Physiologically, she's barely an adolescent. Her mutant talent in its initial manifestation. We, and she, have to know what she's got and how well she can depend on it, especially if she means to continue leading the X-Men. Had enough?
Quite the contrary.
The air, freezing. I can feel it through my insulated costume. The cold must be incredible.
I have barely begun. Wave goodbye, Jean. Happy landings. You wondered before about all that rain? Thanks to this flash freeze, it's now ice. Frightfully slippery.
Oh,
Especially once I throw in a proper gust of wind
oh!
to help you on your way. A disadvantage of telekinesis is that you need to focus your concentration to use it. I no longer intend to allow you that opportunity.
You were saying, pal? Credit where credit's due, Forge. That witch nanny may have regressed Storm's body to childhood, but mentally, she's lost none of her skill or intelligence, and I suspect she's grown a whole lot sneakier. Probably the influence of that so-called partner of hers, Gambit. May well be.
I hate to burst your collective congratulative bubble, boys, but you're missing the point. As you yourself said, Banshee, physically, she's a youngster. Her body's still growing. Too much of the wrong kind of stress, like pushing her elemental powers beyond their limit, could cause permanent injury.
I think, Ms. Hunter, Storm's well aware of her limitations.
Okay, does Richter have an accent? I'm happy to do it, but I don't know why.
know.
Here we go.
Where's Richter from?
I don't know. We're just gonna go with it. This is Richter requesting access to the danger room. Adult knowledge, Forge. of an adult instrument, but her current reality is that of a child.
We're running an evaluation sequence, lad. I'm sorry, but you have to wait.
Hey, sure, why not? No problem. I mean, it's only our house.
Banshee, I think.
Sure.
Storm's got her. Way to go, girl. With a cyclonic whirlwind that's spinning Marvel Girl so hard and fast, she hasn't a clue which end is up.
Enough! She's using too much power, spinning Jean too fast. Her body hasn't the resources to handle that kind of load. She's losing control. Before you flip, if you don't mind, the first two panels on the page on the left-hand side, on page 6.
Yeah.
Like this is good clear cartooning, right? We're watching this
great.
powers knocking Jean, like we're seeing cause and effect. And we don't see a lot of that from Jim Lee. And I love it. I love seeing these small figures in motion. I love the work that he did creating that push, and then you really see her off balance, gonna go fall over that edge. I think it's just great comics.
I also love the tongue-in-cheek of the fact they can't remember when Stevie Hunter was last in the comics.
Yeah. So Stevie Hunter, you and I remember her from she was Kitty Pryde's dance teacher.
That's right.
And she became sort of like friends with the group, and I don't remember when her role was formalized, but they're going to make a comment here about it. So yeah, she became friends with like way back in like the 140s or 130s even.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I remember Storm was jealous of her relationship with Kitty, and
right,
it was a whole thing. Stevie, there was no need to cancel the session.
There was every need. Trust me, Sean. Professor Xavier made me responsible for the physical conditioning of his students. I know when they've pushed themselves past the point of exhaustion. Look, she's falling.
Not to worry, Stevie. I have her.
Couldn't stay aloft. Body felt turned to lead. Couldn't form a wind to hold me. Sorry about that wild ride. I fear I got a trifle carried away.
Actually, it was kind of fun.
How many times do I have to read you the riot act, Storm, before you listen? You want to be like those babies on the pro tennis tour. Champions one year, has-beens the next, because their still developing bodies couldn't hack the strain. This is not a game, Stevie. All the more reason to take care. All those kids risk is a career. You could lose your life. Do you want to be Cable?
I think you're Cable, are you not?
Well, I don't know, but I'm happy to do it.
Yeah,
I also wanted just to say in the panel at the beginning that where Storm is falling down the panel, which is great. Good clear cartooning. The next panel, she's at the bottom. That's like really nice use of the page layout. Mm-hmm. I like that the hologram is disappearing.
Yeah.
Of their post-apocalyptic, urban exterior stuff.
Combat zone. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky to draw that like that to make it look like you're in two settings at the same time and to transition them. And unfortunately, you just had to use a hard line.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, I mean, obviously, we're never going to accuse Jim of not putting enough time into this issue. If you were to, spend more time, maybe there's some sort of fade or like overlay where it fades from one to the other, which is a really, really tricky execution. I can't even conceive how you do it. But maybe that would be super cool. And then you get this image that is like the standout of the issue for me here, which I just want to imagine.
Clint Eastwood?
Do you think that this is a door on a hinge? Like, is this a door you can kick open?
Or is he just so strong, or does he have, I don't know. Yes.
I like the idea that he's just kicking a Star Trek door as it goes by. It's like opening, sliding, and he's just doing it in a boot. And he also has comes in the room with, again, non-hostiles.
Yeah.
Okay, kicking the door, fine. Yeah, that's funny. But he comes in with a gun in hand and ready to go.
Yep. Damn it, McGarnagle.
Oh, it's so funny. And I realize also it really is way more fun if he's on the verge of shooting everyone all the time. You know what I mean? We
That's
talked
true.
about this.
That's true.
We talked about how Wolverine back in the original issues was popping his claws to kill Nightcrawler or Cyclops every single issue.
Yeah.
He's like swinging to slice them in half, and it was just preposterous characterization. But if you go with the mindset that this is supposed to be, it's comics for younger people, and these little outbursts of aggression are not meant to be taken literally. They're just siblings not getting along, but they're not really trying to murder each other. Yeah. So I like this one. If you take it too seriously, it's ludicrous. Anyway, it's time for the New Mutants workout. So could everyone else please vacate the premises now?
That's telling them, boss.
And I think the schedule person is Banshee.
Yeah. I saw no mention of that when I reviewed the computer schedule.
My people know their responsibilities, Banshee. They don't need any Mickey Mouse schedules.
Good for them. And that may work fine where you're here on your own cable. But now the X-Men are back in residence. You have others to consider.
I also really like the variety of sizes of each of the drawings, and then the variety of sizes of the characters all in that one panel.
Totally.
It's going to be hard to do his voice to make not do Wolverine. But I will lean into the Clint Eastwood of it without being too whispery.
You gotta do it for me, Jimmy. You gotta do it for McGarnagle.
McGarnagle, hey, I'm trying to eat my lunch. I do love that. It will do damage a little bit to my throat, so I'll be gentle because I'm still recovering.
Yes.
But let's keep moving forward.
Okay.
Hey, X Factor's got a ship the size of Manhattan Island. Why not use their facilities instead of hogging ours? So I saw before that there's talk that he's Hispanic.
Oh, is he?
That his heritage is one thing. His accent is something different. So his accent might not be Hispanic. I'm playing him a little bit like a petulant Californian.
Right.
The
Californians?
He's a little closer to, not as far as your arcade, but partway there.
Yeah.
And the fact that he says Hagen with that apostrophe, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm instead of Hagen. So he speaks informally.
Yeah.
Which I like. It's more fun. Anyway.
Yeah. I gotta quickly let my dog outside. Hold on a second.
Yeah, for sure. And we're gonna talk about his headband.
Yeah.
And his high pony in the back of his, he's got a really high ponytail back there. And those are choices. Those are some hair choices to intentionally groom what's on the back of your head. The length on his neck. It's like, no, we're gonna only go to height A, but the stuff that's up high, we're gonna really let that grow long, like really, really long on the outside. But I got to wear it in a pony.
That's right.
And the headband.
Yeah.
I like it. This is our home too, Richter.
Since long before you kids came along.
Nice way of showing it, Red. Letting the place get blown to bits.
It's happened before. We'll rebuild again.
I love that he's like puts his hand.
Yeah.
It reads like he's put his hand right on that pec.
Right on that chest.
Just like I'm gonna check to see how solid you are.
How hard you are. Exactly.
I guess when you come back from the dead, losing everything's your own sorta loses its impact, huh?
Do you want to do the Scottish?
Places, people. What's the difference? You didn't care a whit for either?
Oi, what do you mean, Caber, by my people, you racist?
It's like this, Irish. Somebody had to look after these kids, and none of you hotshots were around or willing to take the job. Any objections? Both your points are well taken. Cable, you will have to accept that the New Mutants are part of a greater whole, and like it or not, these facilities must be shared. Just as we, Banshee, must concede Cable's place as the leader, as the New Mutants' leader. We may not like his style, or the fact he flashed a gun at us, or his terrible breath, but we cannot deny what he has accomplished. We are done here, Cable. The danger room is yours.
Or he keeps referring to us as my people.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And then, just going back to a comment I made a couple episodes ago, here in this ad, there's that Jim Lee corner box.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, does not look like Mignola?
Totally.
So cool.
Yeah.
I love that image. That's such a good one. Malibu, California. Lita Cheney's beachfront house. Oh, buddy. For the last time, standard check. Alice and Blair don't live here anymore.
What do you mean?
What's the matter? Don't you understand plain English? I love how he says English.
Yes.
It's CH. Not English, but English. I love it. She's gone, split, vamoosed, hit the road.
Gone where?
What am I, a travel agent? The lady wanted her itinerary made public. She would have left worried. Since she did not, she must obviously prefer solitude, am I right?
I don't believe you, man. I demand to see for myself.
Not a chance.
And she can't do this. Especially me. Her movie's top of the charts. She can't walk out on that kind of success. After all the work put into the project, she owes me.
Freddie, you was a nice kid before. Now you got a seriously terminal attitude. Fact is, the lady didn't want to share her help or ask for it. And you sure ain't suffering because of what you did, am I right? Italian suits, Italian cars, major production deals up the wazoo. Sitting in that catbird seat, my man. Most of would be satisfied with a fraction of that, but no. You gotta behave yourself like a trophy, babe.
Jeez.
Hey, Matt says he created that Wolverine on a full-size comic board, and that must look really good.
That's
I'd love
cool,
to see
man.
that.
Nice.
Cheers, guys.
Okay. It isn't like that.
You got your life, Spud. Let Dazzle enjoy hers. You may figure her to be your talisman. I don't know how I even know the word talisman. But you can't possess her any more than you could. Nice piece of work. You shouldn't even try. Jeez. I hate to look... I hate it when they look at you like a kicked puppy. What? Mighty bird flash on the back beach. Don't need the house done what that means. Lila Cheney's back in town. How do, boss?
Guido. Terrible danger, Professor Charles Xavier. Help. Desperate need. X-Men.
Oh. So if you weren't here last issue, or last episode of this show, you would know that Lila Cheney was out in space in a, escaping the Shi'ar, I guess.
Yes, that's right.
And there was a character, pursuing her who had means and guards and stuff. And the character had a huge cape and a giant gold helmet. And they were mysterious.
Yes.
And we definitely don't know who it is.
Definitely.
Definitely don't know. But I will say that they got mentioned in that page. Okay, here we go. Harry's hideaway on the fringe of Salem Center, just down Gray Malkin Lane from Xavier's school. Have you ever been to Harry's Hideaway?
I mean, no. I mean, I would be scared if that's what my son called his bedroom.
Okay.
He's only 15. Hold on.
Okay, they're dogs. That's fine. Again, this panel is crazy. I can't get enough of Jim Lee's art in this issue. I picked up, if you're still here, I picked up last week an issue of Batman Hush, I guess called Hush 2, and seeing Jim Lee and Scott Williams in 2026 drawing, and they might have drawn that in 2025, but having like Jim Lee of today in my hand, and then looking at Jim Lee of 1990, and it is so interesting how, you know, people's craft and technique improve, but there is definitely something magical about what Jim Lee was doing at this time. And yeah, maybe it's a little bit of the colors and the newsprint and the romance and nostalgia of it all, but I think his stuff looks better here than it does today, for me. Remember how deftly Wolverine maneuvered you, what? Under Harry's mistletoe?
That little terror can kiss. I'll give him that.
Verily, the best he is at what he does.
And then some. The Saturday after, Scott and I went to the Rainbow Room, and the Sentinels came for us. And in hardly any time at all, there I was at the controls of the StarCorps space shuttle, single-handedly trying to save the X-Men by getting us back to Earth before solar flare fried me to a crisp.
And you succeeded.
So I'm told. I thought I died. That's the problem. For me, those moments seem like yesterday. I blacked out in space. I awoke in the Baxter Building ages later. My whole world turned upside down. The modern equivalent of Rip Van Winkle. To learn more about Phoenix and Madeline Pryor and how those two individuals were really just extensions of my own being. Tell you, Laurel, the harder we try to untangle this mess, the tighter it seems. I'm tied to it. But listen to me. Natter. The way I'm running on, you'd think I was being paid by the word. It's not as though I'm the only one trying to cope with some major changes. How's it feel having the wonder years to live all over again?
I have undergone so many tests since my return. Unfortunately, the results appear less and less hopeful. I am of an age where the body changes rapidly, yet there are none Forge can record. I may be like Peter Pan, the eternal child. Ain't we a pair? Me with too many lives for one body. Are those wrong in the coloring?
Either that or the wrong directions with the work with the.
So why don't you read the first one then, if you don't mind?
Of course, yeah. Ain't we the pair? Me with too many lives for one body, and you with not enough body for your life.
Muddling through regardless.
From one catastrophe to the next.
Till death do us part.
That'll be the day.
To the X-Men, then, who do not die the old-fashioned way.
And no matter how hard we try,
none of us die forever. Give us half a chance, kiddo, and maybe we'll change that. Positive identification on one prime target, Jean Grey, a.k.a. Marvel Girl. Initial affiliation, X-Men, currently X-Factor. The others superficially resemble Storm, but the age is all wrong. Daughter, maybe? Or younger sister?
No record of any. Doesn't matter. She's one of Xavier's students. That makes her fair game.
Dude, who's that blonde guy?
Whew, guess we're going to find out.
He looks cool.
He does. That stubble looks so cool.
It does. His hair is all tousled. Jim Lee draws like, paramilitary characters, like as well as anyone of the day, for sure. And we got to see a good dose of that if you ever got to read Punisher War Journal.
Right.
He was getting to flex that, and it's awesome to put superheroes up against. I'm a big fan of like of not having a strong person against a strong person, but having contrasting abilities. Like I want to see robots against magic users, you know, like or
Right.
monsters against
Yeah.
something else. Like I like when people don't. It's not just everyone against their own dark mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Captain America against Dark Captain America. Like that to me, it's not as interesting. So I love the idea that there are these gun wielding, tech using, paramilitary, evil people coming after our superheroes. I think it's a nice contrast.
Good threat too.
Yeah.
Splatterhouse. You know what? I never played TurboGrafx 16, so there you go.
Me neither. I don't even know if it's real.
Who knows? Okay. Thing is, we didn't. I mean, Professor Xavier Moira McCarty, Moira McCarty, Darren McCarty.
It's been a long day.
And I mean, Professor Xavier, he didn't found the X-Men in order to fill the family graveyard. I wonder if he'd known this price of his dream.
Before I continue, look how small the lettering is here.
Yeah.
Al, you talked about, drawings that fill up these pages. I actually don't even remember. Is it Tom Morzakowski on letters?
It said the X.
Task Force X. So it's
Task Force X. Yeah.
And the other letterer whose name I've already forgotten, probably. But you can see that they've had to change sizes, and it's Glynis Oliver on colors. And this is a great spread for Glynis to flex her ability to communicate nature and seasons and all that stuff. But the lettering here has absolutely shrunk to a smaller point.
Mm-hmm.
We know that price, yet we always keep coming back for more.
Like Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table. The professor's favorite book, The Once and Future King. But he always saw himself as Merlin, showing the way.
Have you ever wondered, then, who represents King Arthur? Like him, we cannot forever use our teacher as a crutch. Miss him, yes. But we have to fly ourselves and learn to take the consequences, good or ill, of our actions.
So easily said. I missed you too, Aurora. I'm glad you're not dead.
And I you. Farewell.
I missed you. I'm so glad we're alive. How nice for you. Pity some others were not quite so lucky.
That's not fair, Rain.
No, it's not. Any more than was the bullet that took poor Doug Ramsey's life.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Again, long day.
Yeah, no, it's just, I love it. I love it.
He was not meant to be part of this, you know. We drafted him to the New Mutants because we knew his mutant gift for languages and desperately needed someone to speak to Warlock. We made him part of our life and then did not look out for him the way you X-Men did not for us.
Are you okay, Chris? It's going to be all right. You New Mutants did what you felt you had to do, as did we.
Don't you understand? Doug died.
So did Thunderbird on the new X-Men's first mission. So I thought did Jean. And so, at the time in Dallas, when we faced the adversary, did all the X-Men.
But you get better. What makes you X-Men so special and not Doug? I hate you, Storm.
I hate you. I hate you.
I hate you. I wish I had never heard the Professor Xavier's curse in school. I wish they'd never come here.
Oof.
Oof.
Pun intended. No one ever said it was easy. I messed up, Stevie. I thought hiding in the shadows, letting the world believe the X-Men were dead, would give us an edge. Protect our friends and loved ones while enabling us to strike more freely at our foes. Instead, we have deeply hurt those we care for most. Not every idea is a winner, Aurora. Nor every person who takes on the role of leader qualified. That too You figure on stepping aside?
Hey, what's the wolfsbane you were talking to? What'd you say to make her so upset?
None of your... that noise.
Warlock, are you not?
Who's Warlock?
You are.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Do you remember how we did his voice in the past?
I mean, it was like vaguely robotic.
Well, you do a lot of those, like Sikorsky and
Sikorsky.
Cell friends, alarm! Forecast imminent detonation in the vicinity of multiple concussions considered explosive projectiles. Incoming. Freaking great drawing there too, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like that exploding panel, characters the way they're like thrown into the air. Awesome.
Totally. They're down, team. Let's keep them that way. Remember, our primary objectives, the access hatch to their underground complex.
Now, other guys are doing this too, but the way the speed lines are done here with like the ruler super tight together, it's very, very manga.
Right. Yeah,
And we do see it from a few other people, but it's like it's not North American comics like mainstay yet. It, of course, will be very soon. But it works extremely well here to communicate speed. And it's neat to think like he's picking up things from Atomo or whoever or whatever manga he's reading. It's neat. Very cool.
Who are these guys?
Preliminary superficial skin analysis marks 3 standard terrestrial hominid bioforms. 1 male, 2 female, operating ultra-performance wheeled ground assault vehicles. Worry about the details later. We can't face them in the open. Get under cover. I'm a dance instructor.
That's right. We're going to dance our way out of this.
Well, hey, I've seen dance fighting.
Right? It's dance fighting.
And I like the idea that obviously characters grow and change and have new experiences, and that Stevie Hunter has another gear where she has gone from being a dance instructor, which is no easy thing,
but
has now like the mindset of
a survivalist
situations and emergency response.
Yeah.
What's that?
Of a survivalist or a combat instructor.
Yeah, I think it's very cool. And I always like about X-Men. There are these orbiting characters where they're human and they're kind of hanging around the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of part of the ongoing soap opera.
Totally.
Head for the woods. They can't follow us there because of allergies. Why do you? Okay.
The pollen.
Right. I guess she's assuming that vehicles can't go between the narrow,
I guess,
birch bark trees,
exactly.
whatever it is.
Want to bet? This is your only warning. Surrender immediately or be shot down where you stand. That's the alarm. Someone's attacking the kids on the surface.
Look at Cable there. Just like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
My knee! Of all the lousy stinking times for it to give out. But at least we reached the hatch.
I think that's Forge, maybe?
Yeah, he's reaching for a gun. So yes.
Yeah. Situation scan indicates only a small force. Those creeps may have gotten in the opening salvos. Oh, so Banshee. I see. Situation scan indicates only a small force. Those creeps may have gotten in the opening salvo, Irish. Oh, but it's Cable.
No, I think you're right. I think the... Okay. The second one might be Cable.
Yeah.
And I still think the first one... Well, that is Banshee reaching for a gun,
Yeah.
not... Sorry, no, it is Forge reaching for a gun, not Banshee.
No, it's like it's Cable reaching for the gun.
Yeah, it's Cable and Forge.
Yes.
So, but it doesn't mean that's who's talking. Although...
Oh, I see.
The second voice, Cable has called Banshee Irish in this
Exactly.
issue. Yeah. I think Jim wasn't planning on there being that much dialogue.
Unless Cable just calls everyone Irish.
Yeah. Either way, why don't you read the first one? You pick, and I'll do the second one as Cable.
Okay. Situation scan indicates only a small force.
Those creeps may have gotten into the opening salvos, Irish. My kids are getting things back under control.
3, 2, 1. Music to my ears. The sound of my time bombs taking out yet another bad guy.
I'm generating a localized earthquake to scratch another. Urgent query, location and status of 3rd Assault Unit? Coming our way fast. The uniforms and equipment, these are Genosian magistrates. Operating on United States soil? They wouldn't dare.
Oh, is that like coming from
What?
the box? Like, is that like they wouldn't dare? And then then Storm returns, like replies to it. They've done it before, so that's like them in the danger room, I guess, or in the
What do you mean?
building. So the uniforms and equipment, right? Oh, is that Stevie says it? Operating.
That's Stevie saying that.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So it's interesting. There's been more than a few times where like the word balloon direction is like it's so small you can't even, or it's like misdirected.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Where she says operating on United States soil, they wouldn't dare. So this is where you're getting something that we might even call like a tangent. So this is where lines cover each other up and mislead. That word balloon needed a longer tail that goes farther than the hatch.
That's
the
right.
hatch is there, and if that tail is bigger, a little wider, and goes at least to Stevie's leg, it'll be much clearer that she's the one saying it.
Totally.
I like the drawing though, like her grabbing at that knee.
Yeah.
It's not just like a one-time thing that Claremont threw in there as like why she fell. You can see in Lee's art that he's trying to express that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Even if you drew that first, you know?
Yeah.
They have done it before. New Mutants, we must withdraw below ground at once.
Why bother? We've pretty much won. Besides, we're X-Force. We don't take orders from the X-Men.
Fatal mistake, Jean joke. Should have scampered while you had the chance. I also love those like really chunky comm gear that they have on the side of their helmets. Like Leonardi drew those really well too, and Silvestri.
They're so of that time, too, right? Like they're so of that time.
Now, when you flip the page, just to say, if I was 11 years old when this came out, this would have been the coolest comic I'd ever seen.
Right. Right.
This is so cool. And I love that Lee is saying, yeah, I'm going to do a double page spread here. Like we're having the reveal. We're showing these characters with the coolest tech. I'm going to blow everyone's mind who's reading this.
Yep.
This looks just great. It's super like 90s, you know, almost, but really, really stands out as great stuff.
Well, and it feels like, you know, talking about the manga influence, to me, this is like Robotech.
Yeah.
Right?
I think all that stuff is in there.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that, you know, like that we get artists and writers, of course, bringing things in from different sources. Like if, you know, Miller is reading in the early 80s, you know, he's seeing Lone Wolf and Cub and Mobius, you know, and he's getting his inspiration, and Quarter Maltese. I forget that artist's name off the top of my head, but it'll come later. So I like these artists that are interested in other things, that are not just reading Marvel comics and DC comics. They're like interested in the world beyond their front door, and they're teaching us, you know, these other styles and other techniques and references through their own lens. And it makes the tapestry of reading a much richer experience. Hugo Pratt is the artist and writer of Quarter Maltese. So I'm so glad to. It reminds me, you know, as a younger guy, like getting to know country music through the Beatles and the Stones,
right?
You know, and hearing open G guitar and like certain riffs, like learning Chuck Berry through Keith Richards.
Right.
Anyway, Moving on. I think that's the magistrate saying, "We're just the pathfinders establishing and securing a landing locus so Pipeline can transmat the rest of our strike force."
Pideline?
Ah, jeez.
"If they gain access to the underground, we are lost. At the same time, I cannot abandon the children. Down you go, Stevie." "Storm, no!" Slam. "Out of my way, woman." Glad he catches her.
Right.
With the locks scrambled, the hatches sealed. "Merciful lady, the third biker, using some form of self-generated energy plasma to blast his way through. It is impossible. How can it be? But I know that power signature. He's the one who blasted me out of the sky when I died, and he blamed himself for it. And
Motherfucker.
yes, he tried to kill me. I know." Yeah.
Totally.
You know who she's talking to here, by the way?
Us.
Nobody. Yeah, the reader.
Nobody.
That's good. I can't say enough good things today.
Yep. All right, so that's Cable.
I believe so. "Of all the stupid, brainless stunts, the hatches fused shut. Storms trapped my kids on the surface."
And herself with them, Cable.
Stevie, contact X Factor. We need their help quick as they can.
"Hey, look who's there. Who's got Stevie?"
Hey, good call. Haven't
he's
seen
got
the whole issue, but he was part of the first page.
He was, he's down there wearing his trench coat.
Yeah.
I guess getting ready for a fight.
Yep.
Cool.
Meanwhile, there's more than one way out of here. We'll exit via the lake. That's the fastest route.
"If any of mine are hurt because of Storm."
I can't believe Mr. Roar would act without good reason.
Count on a cannonball.
Don't you worry, sir. Long as I'm blasting, me and whomever I'm carrying, we can't be hurt.
Feel better already, son. Now how about you step on it?
Cannonball's power set has always been kind of fun and hard to kind of imagine, like where the force is coming out of.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of just he manifests it somehow. But again, really great directional devices. So the characters in the first panel are all running down the hall, and there's that really nice screen tone that's applied for the shadow there. They're rolling down the panel, and then the next panel, it's like the rocketing upward.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. We got a little sunspot down there too on panel 1.
Yeah.
I hate this. What do we have to do to get people to leave us alone? 3.
"Apologies, Boom Boom. Using my winds
2.
to divert your time bomb, but there is need."
1.
And I like that effect of it, like blowing up and the person kind of in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It looks cool.
It does.
"Havoc! But how could an X-Men come to willingly serve our deadliest enemies? What have those fiends done to him?"
Hey, no fair swiping my thunder. Use your own powers, okay? Or at least ask permission first.
"Boom Boom, look out!"
2 targets secure. Catch web, stun them both.
I love Storm with a machine gun.
Machine gun.
She's not using her powers, like she's not throwing lightning bolts. She's picked up a machine gun and is cutting loose.
Yep.
"Warlock above you! Grab that sky cycle and drain its power pack to bring it down. Take care not to hurt your teammates. Order acknowledged, Self-X team leader. Compliance forthcoming."
Flash, Pipeline. Enable transmat. Target tagged. Initiate upload and sequence him out of here.
Target digitized. Cycle completed.
Warlock! You splainings, you killed him!
Yasplainings? What?
I don't know what that's.
Yaswalines.
Spallines. I don't know.
Yaswalines. Not so, Wolfsbane. Stay by me. They have merely teleported him to their homeland. Just the same. Oh, shit. Sorry. It's you.
That's right. Just the same, Gene jokes, as we plan to do with you. It doesn't sit well with me. I am
Tam. I guess it's the
Tam.
person's name.
Yeah, attacking kids.
Orders are orders, Alex. Status.
Prisoner secure. Location secure. Minimal casualties.
But the longer we stay, the greater the probability of the muties gathering reinforcements and this scrap turning real messy. We got what we came for. Best be satisfied with that. I'm Pipoline. Scant seconds later, I think that is Forge on his back.
Sensors mark. A pulsed energy surge ashore. No sign of any hostiles. It's still Forge. Residual elements indicate a transporter effect.
No blood. No bodies. Theirs or ours. Only the kids' clothes. I don't know who did this yet. But when I find out, you got my word. The people responsible are going to wish they never been born. Jason Bourne.
That's right. Wow.
Next, part 2 of the Extinction Agenda follows a New Mutants 95. And in 30 days, in the X-Men. It's Wolvie's turn, bro.
Whoa.
I need that.
And there we have
so bad.
And there we have on the right hand side, we have the breakdown of which issues.
Yes.
So,
X-Men 270.
Mm-hmm.
New Mutants 95. X-Factor 60. X-Men 271. New Mutants 96. X-Factor 61. X-Men 272. New Mutants 97. X-Factor 62. So,
yeah. 3,
go
3,
ahead.
3.
Sorry.
That's all. 3, 3, 3.
It is crazy how, like, the time that this is happening in. You know, we're just after Jim Lee joins. It ends right before. Correct me if I'm wrong. New Mutants 97 is one before 98, and isn't 98 the first appearance of Deadpool?
Is it?
This is sort of, again, a formative thing for a lot of people.
Sure.
Who are fans, of that time period, and that doesn't include me. I wasn't a New Mutants buyer or reader, but I have, just these issues, and the idea that, like, so many key issues are kind of happening all right around this, and by 100, the series is over and turns to X-Force. Like, we're really right there,
right?
And before you know it, all this at Marvel is going to fall apart as, Jim Lee, Rob Liefeld, Todd McFarlane, all these other guys go to form Image. Like, it's amazing being right on the precipice of it all and seeing the heights that, like, Jim Lee's work is so good here that, yeah, if you can get this guy to draw your comic forever, why wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Why, in this moment, why would you not choose him over Chris Claremont?
Right.
I get it. When I read this one, I'm like, yeah, get this artist locked down forever. Super cool. I really like this issue.
Yeah.
I did not think I was going to. I was a little bit dreading. And when we read the next couple, you'll see why. Because the drastic shift in quality and in, like, specific storytelling. Like, this is the inciting incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
Things get going, and it all kind of means something right now. But maybe they're going to drag out this rescue story for 9 comics. I don't know. I have never read the whole Extinction Agenda. I've watched things about it online, especially of late, to try and see if I have a larger view of the whole thing. And my local, of course, Planet X hooked me up with Anthony, that is, at Planet X, hooked me up with lots of these issues, including like, do you remember the one I showed you where it's like Wolfsbane, a Liefeld cover, and her like all these lines are pointing to her underarm, where it's such a strange drawing. So that's the second issue,
Okay.
and that one is somewhere else in my studio. But I've got part 3, part 4, part 5, part 6, part 7, and part 9.
But not part 8.
Not yet.
Okay.
I've got a few weeks. Not really. I mean, I probably have 2 weeks to kind of find that one, but I got to get part 8. I actually might have it. I should look through my short boxes, because part 8 would be New Mutants and
97.
Yes. So I've got 96 here, but it could be somewhere else in my studio. I just don't even know. Yeah, this is a really fun start, and I don't expect them to keep this height of quality, but I'm looking forward to sort of seeing what happens as we go and talking it out with you.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, geez. Look at the sports.
Oh, I just talking it out, just talk out.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Next issue. It looks like a giant mess.
So wow.
This will be part 4. So we're gonna. Yes, this is the one we're gonna read through next week.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about what happened plot-wise in part 2 and part 3, and maybe I'll throw some key images if there's something I really want to show, either because it's ridiculous or because it's really, really interesting or beautiful or cool. But I'm really grateful that my favorite Marvel character is back in the series.
Sure.
As part of the main adventure, given that him and his trio have been in Madripoor. There's these different camps, and like the idea that this is bringing everyone together is super exciting for me. I love that kind of stuff.
And this one we got Wolverine as he's storming the back, and Psylocke, and something else.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to talk about Cameron Hodge at some point.
Oh, Cameron Hodge. Okay.
Do you know who Cameron Hodge is? I was introduced. We can just do this part, I was introduced to Cameron Hodge. I think he was a new character in X Factor. He was to be their liaison. He was like their corporate manager when Warren Worthington is like funding this venture of having a group that can go Ghostbuster every time there's a mutant around.
Right.
The Ghostbusters, Mutant Busters, they get to go in their outfits, and Cameron Hodge was sort of like their handler in terms of dealing with administrative and kind of front-facing kind of corporate work. And that's where he began as a character. And obviously his role is going to change dramatically over time to get to this point where we're seeing a kind of indecipherable mech cyborg thing.
Yeah.
And it's going to get really, really, really off the rails with him specifically.
Okay.
Anyway, but that's moving forward. We're not there yet. You know where we are? I'll tell you where we are. We are at the end, because that brings us to the end of another episode. And a thank you, of course, to all you out there. We really enjoy making these episodes for you and sharing comics with you and chatting with you on nights like this. So thank you to you out there in YouTube land and all you X fans. And, of course, to my good buddy who just celebrated a birthday on the weekend. Huh?
Yeah.
You thought I forgot.
Sure.
Writer of Group of 7, A Most Secret Tale, and Peregrines, Flights, Fiends, and Fisticuffs, the one and only Chris Sanigan. Happy birthday, Chris.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Jason. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. You can find out more about our comics and upcoming appearances at group7comics.ca and follow us at Group of 7 on social media. Sorry, at Group of 7 Comics on social media. Please click like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share with us your take on this issue or any X-Men comics or cartoons or whatever you want in the comments section below. But please, in the meantime, go dig out your old back issues, trade paperbacks, essentials, omnibuses, DVD-ROMs, bootlegs, or hop on an app and read along with us next week on Previously in X-Men. And thank you, Bubs. And stay Xy.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. So silly. Glad I got this stream working, huh?
Mm-hmm.